Hey everyone, and welcome to our Q&A presented by Just Love. My name is Paula Jane and I'm talking to Judy Carroll. Judy is an internationally known author. Her books include The Zeta Message, Human by Day, Zeta by Night, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and her most recent books, two of them both Kindle editions, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula and hi everyone.
Well, in this session, Judy will re-deliver a message from Mars, which was taken down last week. We have edited it very slightly to prevent further interference by the planetary controllers. This was good as it provided us with proof of the amount of interference that is going on. Not that we really needed it, any more proof. However, before she does, I want to preface this message with a couple of questions just to set the stage in light of everything that is playing out here on Earth right now. So Judy, big questions. The first question is, how did we get here? You do go into this in depth in your ET Presence on Earth book, but do you think you could put it into the tightest of nutshells?
Whoa, this is a really big subject, Paula.
No.
Okay, bottom line, Earth humans are a combination of physical evolution and divine intervention by creator beings. A biped primate species was used as base stock, and off-planet genetics were introduced to create a human-type species native to the planet. Greg Braden talks about this in his book Human by Design, explaining that science now accepts that human DNA was edited from chimpanzee DNA in 2 chromosomes, 2 and 8, around 200,000 years ago. One edit enabled complex spoken language, and the other enabled human reasoning power. So both science and religion are right in a way, which is why the two need to work together in oneness instead of in opposition.
Yes, so true. And just to let our listeners know, we will unpack this a little bit more in our next episode. So just keeping in mind Judy's answer now to how did we get here, the next question is what are we really doing here?
Well, we're here to experience both the positive and negative sides of physicality, but also, once we move into the human kingdom, we begin training to become creator beings. The main lesson involved in this is to learn to create positively rather than negatively, bearing in mind that, as quantum physics is now proving, we create our own reality through the way we think. So basically, like children, we have to learn our lesson through consequences. If we think in a negative way, that is what we create and attract into our life. If we think positively, that is what we create and attract.
I think the answers to these questions will really drive home the message that Mars has for us this week. It's very powerful. So over to you, Judy.
Okay, Mars on the Cosmic Conundrum. This chapter in my Cosmic Spirituality book was provided by Mars to clearly delineate what is real and what is illusion. The present world situation provides an opportunity to differentiate and apply this understanding to your lives on a personal level. All that is happening with the fear being put out is the illusion, and for those of us who are here as spiritual teachers at this time of massive change, it's vital for us to be able to embrace this concept. The biggest illusion being faced down here on Earth and forced upon us through all of this is the fear of death. This being the case, the only reality that needs to be understood in order to enable humanity to override this fear is the fact that we are all immortal spiritual beings. This is not just a theory, it is a fact, and in fact is the ultimate truth, the only real reality. Because of this, nothing, and I repeat nothing, can hurt you on that level. Another worry for some of you is interference with your DNA, but your DNA is multidimensional. The key to your protection lies in your spiritual awakening. Yes, Earth human DNA has been interfered with on the physical level. This is what the biblical parable of the serpent in the Garden of Eden is all about. But in the greater reality, there are no accidents. That interference has enabled you to be grounded fully in physicality over a number of lifespans in order to gain maximum physical experience. This was a free will choice made by the souls involved. Many people here on earth would be horrified if this was taken away from them, if they were told they would leave earth never to return. This is the reason why so many have such a fear of death. They do not want to leave their imprisonment in physical form. Hence the desperate search that has gone on over millennia for a fountain of youth, to enable them to remain here forever. You may ask the question, why? Why would they want that? But many do who have not awoken. Again, to repeat, in the greater reality there are no accidents. Death is an illusion. It is part of the big illusion of physicality. You are an immortal spiritual being, and death is nothing more than a transition to a higher state. No matter the time or circumstances of your transition, it's a pre-birth free will choice that you have made.
Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Maris. And the reality is that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. Do not lose sight of this very important truth. Judy, Maris said that our DNA is multidimensional. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yes, Earth human DNA is way more than the small amount, about 10%, that science on Earth acknowledges. In fact, science refers to this as junk DNA, which could not be further from the truth. This so-called junk DNA actually vibrates on frequency bands that the limited conscious awareness of Earth human minds simply cannot access. Our DNA is a blueprint of our whole being, of which the physical part is only a very small component. It is for this reason that you do not need to fear. This small amount of your DNA may be affected, but the major part of your DNA, the other 90%, is beyond the reach of any Earth plane interference. The most important aspect of your life on Earth in physical form is the opportunity to make a free will choice between love and fear. But in order for you to be able to do that, both options need to be presented to you. In this way, the negative forces down here that we call the Reptarian controllers, and others call the Cabal, Illuminati, etc., have the higher purpose of presenting the fear choice. That is their divine purpose, as it were. In this way, everything is playing out perfectly by divine design.
As Mara says, the catalyst and key to your protection is your spiritual awakening to your immortal soul being. In other words, aligned to the truth of who you really are, aligned to love. Judy, do you want to add anything here?
Yes, making this choice consciously, aligning with love and knowing that in reality you are an immortal spiritual being is the bottom line and what true self-realisation is all about. There's really nothing more to say except to repeat the wise words that Paula just spoke, aligned to the truth of who and what you truly are, aligned to love.
So just to remind everybody, Judy's books are available from Amazon, or you can go directly through Judy's website, which is included in the link below. And if you like this video, please share it with your family and friends and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, sending you all so much love. Thank you all for listening, and bye for now.